Well, welcome back to day 2 of Awesome Video. I hope you had a really productive day yesterday, and I really can't wait to read subnotes that say how productive you were. And of course, today should be the same thing, provided that yesterday was productive. Now, keep in mind, if I'm not getting good subnotes, I definitely will not feel inclined to be flexible with deadlines or help you out when you need it. So I would say you want to be on my team here today. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of yesterday. So yesterday, a few things. You did turn in your book report. Those were picked up, assuming that you wrote the paper. If you did the PowerPoint, just remember, I need to have access to it. You'll turn in the rubric when you present, which again is what's happening Thursday and Friday of this week. Let's see. Also yesterday, I think I forgot to mention this, you should have gotten the weekly article about cell phone addiction, and so please make sure you're reading that and having it annotated for Friday of this week so we can discuss it in class. Now let's maybe take a look at this green sheet. So you have your green packet in front of you. Again, we're on page 1. You are looking at it and you are looking at the screen. I'm going to go through some things, and I really need you to pay attention as I think it will make your life easier. So we're on page 1 of the green packet. We're looking at week 2, and today, of course, is Tuesday. So we should have ready to be collected a works cited page that again contains your 5 sources, and those sources are the ones you're going to use to support your researched argument. And again, that's an argument about how you believe people, you, whomever, need to live life, to be happy, successful, effective, whatever. So works cited page, due today. The sub will come and pick it up from you. Now today, we're hopefully moving on, if you didn't already. I talked about this yesterday in the video, but I'll just talk about it one more time to refresh your memory. So today we're working on revising our rough draft outline into a formal outline. You can see if you look at the screen right here, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep, we got it. Today, revising outline, it's due Wednesday. Now a quick note about that. When I come back to school tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm going to walk around the room and I'm expecting to see 5 annotated sources, which I didn't grade, of course, on Monday. So I'm going to check your 5. And I also want to see this outline done. So no dilly-dallying today. We're working hard and focused. Okay, and then of course if you finish early with the outline, you can move on to, as the schedule says, typing your rough draft, which is due Tuesday of next week. Okay, quick note since I'm still on this schedule. Tomorrow, I'll see all of you in D200. Can't wait. Hope I'll be in a good mood still when I see your face, because the subnotes were good. Okay, let's take a look at what you're working on today then. So remember, you have already done an outline that looks like this. This is what we're calling the rough draft outline, and it should be handwritten. It contains 5 components of argument: claim, reason, warrant, background evidence, counter arguments, and rebuttals. You can see it all typed right here. Now you have that, and your job today is to take this rough draft outline and turn into your green packet to page 6. Take a second, turn to page 6, last page of green packet. You could see this is the final formal outline. This is the document I'm checking tomorrow. Can't wait to see them. I hope they're solid, rock solid. You can see at the top we have our introduction, and inside, especially important, is claim, reason, warrant. And again, you're taking it right from your rough draft outline. So you're taking claim, reason, warrant, that enthymeme, our thesis, and we're going to put it right in our official formal outline. Right here, you can see it. Okay, you're going to do that for yours. Now also, I mentioned this yesterday too, conclusion at the bottom. You can restate your claim, reason, warrant here. She just did that, whatever. Okay, I'll take it. But it for sure needs to be in the intro and restate in the conclusion. Now again, I talked about this yesterday. You can see our author of this outline, this sample, is using her source information. You can see it in background. You can see it in her reason sections right here. She calls them arguments. And you can see source use in her counter arguments. That's what you want to shoot for. Now certainly you can add your own information, ideas that you have. Bullets is fine. Doesn't have to be complete sentences. But the biggest thing I want to see tomorrow is what bits are you going to be using from your sources, like you can see here, and then what source utilized those pieces of information. Okay, so I need source info plus citation. Now I mentioned this yesterday too. Here in this sample outline, her sources aren't exactly right. Like here, NYT, New York Times. That's not the name of the article or the author last name. So her citations aren't correct for a final draft. If you want to be on top of things, I would again refer to your works cited page, which you should have a typed copy of. Let me see here. So take a look down at works cited. The stuff, I mentioned this yesterday, the stuff in the #1 spot right here. Look at the screen. Are you looking at the screen? Hopefully. Stuff in the #1 spot. Last name or article title usually. That's what goes in your parenthetical. So that's what we need to see on your formal final outline. Okay? If you have questions about what to do, I don't know that you should, because I think I'm being clear here. However, I'm going to pause at the end and let you ask your classmates questions they should be able to answer. Okay, now that's the product I want to see when I come back to school tomorrow. If you finish early, your job is to not be a lazabout. You're going to keep on working. What is it we're going to work on, Miss Netzer? Well, right here, take a look at the screen. You are going to turn that outline, the formal one, when I was just talking about, this guy right here, remember? You're going to take this, and this gets turned into a rough draft right here, okay? So you can see we already read this. This is a sample paper. Yours should look like this. And a few things about the rough draft. We're talking mature, high school level, in fact, we should say college level paragraphs, which remember I talked about Hardee's burgers. They're big, thick paragraphs, mature ones like you can see in this sample paper, okay? That's what you're striving for. Nothing skimpy and flat, okay? Also in your rough draft, we're using source information. How long should this paper be? Well, I guess I would look at this formal outline, okay? You know, you have an intro and conclusion. Now let's count how many paragraphs this paper should probably have. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5, unless she broke up her counter arguments into separate paragraphs. I would say for you too, we should shoot for 5 body paragraphs plus intro and conclusion equals 7 total. How long would that be? I would say 4 to 8. Now, pages, double-spaced typed. Now, I would say I've been reading a little philosophy about writing, and one of the authors I've been reading argues that students in school should be writing papers and using sources. The number should be equivalent to their grade level. So for you, 12 pages, 12 sources. I don't know if we're going to go that far, but be thinking this is like your last hurrah to demonstrate your high school mastery and college readiness. And I think we're making really awesome progress, but we cannot get lazy and sloppy now. It matters. It's big. So we're going to work really hard. And again, if you finish early, there's no time to, find your own little hobby here. We're doing formal outline and we're moving to the rough draft. Okay. I don't know that I have much else to tell you other than work hard. I'll see you in D200 tomorrow, and I hope you have a really great, productive day. Bye-bye. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. You should, at this point now, if you have questions about anything I just said, raise your hand, and then have your classmates answer your questions, and then when you're done, let's get to work. Have your work cited out so the sub can pick it up. Thanks and have a good day.